Hello my dear friend, this is Phil again. Welcome back to my channel. So this is apparently the second video I made to guide you around in the Altantic City flooded district. And last time I was kind of lost in this big area already, but we were in this community center, and this is the big statue we visited last time. But this time I'm much better equipped. And thanks for Scratchy from the data mining Discord, I got the whole area's map. And what I did is, before this video, I did some touring around and figure out where the most important locations is in this map. And now I know where I am, and if I want to do something, I know where I want to go. So let me share with you this amazing map. This should be the first ever flooded district map with marked important locations on the internet. Now here is the map. So the map itself, as I mentioned, is from Scratchy, the GPS, whatever the name is. And I just marked on top of the map the most important locations are. So we actually landed here. As you can see, the vertibird path is right on top of this building. And apparently this is a 2D map, so I cannot show you the 3D view. But what we did last time is actually we went down this path. We actually passed through the city hall, but I was silly. I didn't figure out where to get in there. Apparently there is a big door. I just found it out later. So last time I thought this is outpost, but no, this is the city hall. I think this probably is the most important location in the whole map with a lot of NPCs, well, friendly NPCs. I believe this probably is the place we're gonna pick up the quest, but I haven't got in there yet. I probably want to go through that together with you guys. And then we went down all the way. You see, this is the pipe. This is most significant reference for me to actually walk along or walk around this map. So actually last time we actually went through this way, follow the map. We reached this big square with the big statue in the middle, and we actually went into the community center at the edge of the map here, as the black arrow showed you. And last time we actually went through the whole map. That's why I thought it's so big. We actually, before we come down to the community center, we actually went up westward, reached this area, but we did actually go into the final building by the east end. It's a 3-floor building. It's more like an apartment building where a NPC called Jeans, whatever, his corpse is here, and you can find his terminal on the 3rd floor. There's a lot of traps. Be careful when you walk in. I didn't actually read the terminal yet, but I was taught this will be a quest NPC. So if we actually read the terminal, we will directly get into the quest informations. I don't want to ruin the quest right now, so I leave it there. I didn't read it. And this basically is, I mean, here is one house on the top of this building for 2 NPCs, which I believe are a couple. But that's it. There's nothing interesting at this end. So we were lucky to actually pick up the right hand side in the first time. So besides the point of interest I actually marked on this map, there's nothing really happening unless you pick up the quest. So today I want to actually finish the tour in community center, and then we get back to the city hall to start the quest. Okay, so we were here last time. I'm just about to rate this terminal. It's Friday's research terminal. I'm not sure whether this terminal is related to the quest or not. Let's have a quick peek. Research data, personal theory. Let's see the research. Let's see the personal theory first. Okay, so this is the research about the overgrown, or how they come to be. Okay, it's mutation theory, zombie theory, parasite theory. So this guy had 3 theories about outgrown. Let's start with the first one. The technical and theory about overgrown could be considered new or mutation theory, given that we only start seeing them after the bones, but this is more simplified, overarching idea. mutation theory in my mind is that overgrown are simply mutated species of plants that coincidentally become most bipedal, apart from the floating one. So they are walking on 2 feet. It's just a coincidence. They just happened to resemble human, but that doesn't necessarily mean they have any ties or biological similarity to human beyond their appearance. While this is the most sane theory, it doesn't explain why some of them can do human-like things, like using weapons to open doors. Surely that will need intelligence. It also doesn't explain why their cells are animal cells. Okay, animal cells, so they are not plants, not vegetation. That's strange. They seem like some sort of corrupted hybrid of the two, which is not normal in the slightest. But radiation does create things, does it? Well, that's what I thought as well. They actually evolved because of mutation into some kind of intelligent species from plants or vegetations. If it's not, then what about zombie theory? This is probably the craziest theory of all. Zombie theory is basically the idea that overgrown are the reanimated corpse of dead human. Seriously. As for how they become plant-like, I have no idea. But it's impossible to deny the uncanny resemblance they have to human in both intelligence and appearance. I can't quite explain the floating one. Yeah, we do have floaters, and they clearly don't look much like us, are about as smart as a rock. But the fast ones and the bigger ones, definitely resemblance. It doesn't help that when we hear about people going missing near areas where we know they are overgrown, there are suddenly an influx of even more overgrown. This theory has been backed up with the fact that when human beings get lost, we have more overgrown. So potentially those lost human being has been turned somehow into this mutated overgrown creature. And those people are never seen again. Do they have to be dead for it to happen, or could it even happen while alive? This is a bit doubtful. If zombie theory is true, only dead humans should be able to turn into overgrown. For as many people that we've lost to the overgrown, there's been quite a few handy individuals who have faced off against them in close encounter and won. These people should have successfully turned after surviving the battle, but are right as rain to this day. So live people cannot be infected. Okay, so that's zombie theory doesn't explain the whole thing either. Parasite theory. I must say I give most credence to this theory as it lines up with my studies. So this is some sort of bacteria that enters a living organ like a human and takes over the body, corrupting it into overgrown. Actually, I retract the word living from the early statement. We've never seen a single instance of a living people turn into an overgrown or show any sign of illness after exposure to them. So this parasite's infection would only be able to launch into the recent disease. This will explain why the cells of overgrown bodies are a strange hybrid between plant and animal, but never entirely one or other. The lack of cell wall and their overall structure tells me these were probably originally animals that were infected by a plant bacteria. So the floating overgrown is a dead floater then infected by this kind of bacteria. Well, makes sense, I guess. Additionally, this would also tell us why overgrown tend to vary pretty widely in appearance and intelligence. Humans are only ones that possible victim of this parasite, but other organisms could fall victim to it as well. I thought they missed a word, not. What are these sentences trying to say? Humans are not probably the only one who are going to be affected by this bacteria, but other animals can be as well. At the end of the day, well, this may sound a bit crazy. They are all just theories. All I can do is observe and rationalize, but it doesn't change the fact that we have no idea what these things are. Personally, I think the third theory is more convincing. It explains most of the things we observed from the overgrown. But I mean, a dead body means it lost all the memories and intelligence within it. It becomes just a pile of meat. If the bacteria can actually reanimate the dead body, how could actually regain the before death memory and the intelligence, like they can open doors and use weapons? That's very strange. And I believe the truth probably is a mix of all of this. The bacteria does give them some kind of mutation, because we remember in the other expedition quests in Atlantic City, we see overgrown creatures with weird abilities. That's a good rating. I don't think this is any quest related. So Freda, you are doing a great job here. I just can't find your dead body, otherwise I can... Is that you? Is that you, Freda? Oh my god! Your dead body turns into that thing as well. Okay, I have to finish you. I'm sorry. But now your soul can rest. Amen. So I think I've done the tour in this building. So this is basically the working area and reception area. This is the main hall for the community center. And oh, there's a worker. You are killed by the overgrown, I believe. But how come you are not turned into the overgrown? I mean, if the theory works, the parasite theory of Frida, then you should be able to turn into the overgrown as well. We probably will not see any human dead bodies around. Doesn't make any sense. So what's in the behind? Ah, the theater. Yeah, I remembered. Theater to the end, office to the right, library to the left. Alright, my friends, this is a tour for today. I think it's a very informative tour. Now we know all the possible theories about the overgrown. We've been wondering that since the last patch, but now I think we have much more solid information about them. I'll stop here for this episode. So in next episode, we're gonna go to visit the city hall. Hopefully we can pick up quests. I know some local residents who's been living here for a while. You can always support me to give me a thumb up and leave comments down below if you have any new theories about overgrown. It's gonna be very interesting to discuss with you guys. But until next time, Phil again, out.